All right, everyone, welcome. Good evening. My name is Carolino. I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at Pursuit, and thank you all for coming to Pursuit Demo Day. Nearly a year ago, this group of individuals joined the Pursuit community with little to no coding experience, but they had a few things that are critical to success: grit, passion, and determination. And it's truly incredible to see how far they've come. Today, less than a year later, they present the apps that they have built. And this is an amazing milestone in their journey to becoming a professional software developers. Let's give them a big round of applause for all the hard work they put in over the last 11 months. Woo! So before we get started, I'd like to tell you a little bit about Pursuit. Our mission is simple. It's to create economic opportunity. And we do this by identifying and enabling people with highest need and highest potential to become professional software developers. We help people achieve their dreams and create long-term measurable economic transformation. This transformation is life-changing. When they come into our program, our fellows make an average annual salary of $18,000 a year. And when they leave, they make an average annual salary of $85,000 a year. Let's applaud for that. That's a big deal. Yeah. Pursuit fellows get hired to write code at some of the most innovative and leading companies in the world. Our fellows work at more than 200 different companies, including Pinterest, Spotify, LinkedIn, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, Uber, Ribbon, so much more. And we believe that everyone, regardless of their background, should have the opportunity to succeed. And we are so proud that our cohort reflects the diversity of this great city of ours. Pursuit cohorts are 50% women, 70% Black or Hispanic, and 40% immigrant, and 60% do not have bachelor's degrees. Our commitment is more important now than ever. The tech industry has created more wealth, more jobs, and companies than ever before, but not everyone is sharing in these opportunities. And if you never graduate from college in New York City, your average lifetime income is $27,000 or at the federal poverty line. And we believe there's talent from all backgrounds. That's why we work to identify the most talented individuals and create pathways for them to achieve their full potential. But our work doesn't stop there. To create transformation for more people, we need a way to find a way to scale change. That's why we've created an innovative financial structure and model called the Pursuit Bond. There's not enough philanthropic funding to serve those in need, even in New York City alone. Through Pursuit Bond, we receive impact investments to finance and scale our programs. Fellows receive training with no upfront costs, no loans, no debt. And once our fellows graduate and get well-paid jobs, they pay a percentage of their earnings to Pursuit, and Pursuit, in turn, pays back the bond. If our fellows don't get jobs, they pay nothing. And that means we have skin in the game. We are financially accountable for our results. The bond only works if we are effective in doing our jobs, and it only works if our fellows make a permanent, lasting change in their careers. I'm proud to share that Pursuit successfully completed Pursuit Bond 1.0 and repaid the initial impact investment in full. Because we were able to produce outcomes for our fellows, we recently raised $10 million for Pursuit Bond 2.0. And our goal with this new funding is to increase our impact and train 1,000 new fellows over the next 3 years. And that means we'll be able to create $1 billion in increased earnings for our fellows. Our work doesn't stop with training. We work directly with hiring partners to create job opportunities, and our goal is to ensure that fellows not only get hired, but thrive on the job and have clear pathways to go from entry level to leaders at the companies. We partner with leading companies to create job opportunities exclusively for our fellows and set them on a long-term career path. You can see here some of the great companies who we've partnered with recently, including a new model we piloted with Union Square Ventures this past year to work directly with VCs and their portfolio companies. Through these Pursuit partnerships, commit partnerships, The average salary level for our fellows is growing to $100,000. And we actually have one of our commit partners here on the panelist, Sarah, whom we'll introduce shortly. Thank you for your continued support. I want to also take a moment to thank all of the fantastic supporters that made this possible. We're fortunate to work with the best organizations across business, philanthropy, and technology who believe in our mission and our developers. Many of them are serving on our panel or with us in the audience today, and so we want to thank you for your continued support. So, as part of tonight's event, we've asked an esteemed group of leaders in tech to join us and share their real-world industry experience. Our panelists will ask our fellows questions following their demos and provide valuable feedback and insight on the projects. Let's meet tonight's panelists. Matthew Diebold is the Chief Technology Officer for Poll Everywhere. Prior to his executive role, he served for almost 10 years, most recently as Poll Everywhere's VP of Engineering, where he oversaw a team of engineers leading the transition of the software to modern multi-page apps. He holds a degree in mathematics from University of California, Berkeley. Corey Hajim as TED's business curator. Corey seeks ideas from industry leaders, entrepreneurs, economists, and teachers of the trade, ultimately helping speakers shape and share their ideas with the TED audience. Prior to TED, Hajim spent a decade in finance, most recently as a portfolio manager and analyst at a hedge fund based in New York, focused on consumer, media, and technology equities. Hajim also spent 3 years as a reporter at Fortune magazine and her early career working in marketing and project management. She is a graduate of the University of Vermont and earned her MBA at Harvard Business School. Natasha Holliday. Natasha is a managing director at RBC Capital Markets and head of the New York office, where she structures debt and sells bonds in the public markets to raise capital on behalf of large city and state governments to fund public infrastructure. Natasha has worked as a banker and financial advisor for 15 years and has financed and advised on over $17 billion of municipal bond transactions. Natasha is a senior relationship banker to the cities of New York, Philadelphia, and the District of Columbia, and the states of Connecticut, Massachusetts, and New York, including select transportation and water authorities. So we've all experienced the impact of her work, I think. Natasha was recognized in 2020 as a Crain's New York Business 40 Under 40 honoree and received one of 6 Northeast Women in Public Finance Trailblazing Women Awards in 2019. The 2016 Rising Star Award by Women in Public Finance, and the inaugural Bond Buyer 2016 Rising Star Award honoring professionals who will have a long-term impact in the industry. She and her husband, Aaron Holliday, established the Holiday Party in 2012, which has raised over $225,000 for New York City-based nonprofit organizations, including Sponsors for Educational Opportunity, the Council of Urban Professionals, iMentor, and All-Star Code. Ken Eng is the grant program lead of Uniswap Foundation. He also serves as COO of Slingshot Finance, a fintech company that offers a next-generation decentralized trading platform, and the COO of EduDAO, whose mission is to provide a low-cost, fully accountable funding platform for schools and nonprofits that need it the most. Prior to his COO roles, he worked in healthcare and as a data and tech analyst, and he is a graduate of the University of Michigan. And finally, Sarah Walker is the VP of Product and Engineering at Ribbon, a prop tech and fintech startup focused on making home ownership achievable for everyone by turning every buyer into an all-cash buyer. Sarah leads a 100-plus organization that encompasses all teams that come together to build amazing products at Ribbon, engineering, product design, and analytics. Sarah has built a world-class diverse leadership team and strives every day to ensure the broader product team is diverse and inclusive as well. Before Ribbon, Sarah served in several engineering leadership roles at fast-growing startups as well as at a nonprofit. Would you please give a round of applause to all of our panelists tonight? I am really excited to have them join us today and provide their leadership to support our mission and our program, and I know that our fellows are really excited to get feedback from them as well. Now, I'd like to introduce Jay Diebold, the General Manager of the Pursuit Fellowship, to tell you more about our program.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. So before we get started and before we get into the demos, I'd like to share a bit about the amazing journey that our fellows are on. Pursuit offers a 4-year intense journey focused on driving fellow success. For us, it is not just about certificates of completion, and it's not even just about landing that first job in tech. It's about helping fellows develop their careers over the long term. So this journey began with the selections process. Actually, more than a year ago, we received over 850 written applications for the program. Of those 850, 300 were invited to an intense JavaScript workshop. And of that 300, 200 were invited to interview with Pursuit volunteers. Through this process, we selected this phenomenal group of 25 software developers that you are going to hear from this evening. We selected individuals who embody the Pursuit values, who we believed would not only be exceptional developers, but also become leaders in the community. So this is where we are today. Over the past year, our fellows have completed an intense immersion in the fundamentals of software development, in industry readiness, in leadership and personal development skills that they will need to become successful software developers. As part of this process, they have spent the last 6 weeks focused on their capstone projects. But the journey is still far from over. Pursuit doesn't stop when fellows complete their core training, and it doesn't even stop when when fellows land that first job in tech. Pursuit will continue to work with fellows over the coming additional 3 years, after they land that first job in tech, to provide support and service to help them develop their careers in tech. We work closely with employers during this time, and it's part of our model to create change within the tech industry. This approach, we believe, reflects our deep commitment to giving our fellows not just the tools to become successful software developers, but to develop a successful and thriving career over the long term. Our work would not be possible without the community of volunteers who are critical to our fellow success and to our overall program success. Volunteers impart valuable technical advice and professional guidance to fellows that is crucial to the success of those fellows and in their careers as they enter the tech industry. On behalf of the entire Pursuit team, I truly appreciate the support of our volunteers for the Pursuit Fellowship. And a special thank you here this evening to our dedicated mentors who provided critical guidance and feedback to our fellows. Technical mentors came in weekly to meet with the capstone groups to provide help navigating new technologies, to help to set weekly goals, to set a technical vision for these capstone projects that you'll see. And our design mentors worked with our capstone teams to create a beautiful and functional interaction to match the technical features that have been designed in these capstone projects. Let's give a big round of applause to all of our dedicated mentors. And finally, I'd like to give a sincere and deep thank you to our instructor team who have been working closely with our fellows over the past year, imparting the technical and professional skills that fellows will need to be prepared to join leading companies as software developers. Instructors are going to be introducing the capstone groups this evening, so I'm going to hand things over to Greg to get this started.
Thank you, Jay. Hello, everyone. My name is Gregory Testo, and I am the senior instructor of the 8.2 class. That's not me, by the way. It's funny. I actually, my fellows, I have a habit. Whenever I get frustrated with coding, I growl myself. So I had to be very clear with them on this one. So all the way from launch day until now, the fellows have struggled, right? They've gone through so much. And they have also sacrificed so much as well, and they never gave up. To all the fellows here, this is not the end of your journey, but only the beginning. The next step is the job search process, and it will be difficult. When you're interviewing for a position, it doesn't matter that you know everything. What matters is that you are capable to learn. You are being hired for your potential, and in that aspect, you are all unmatched. During the program, some of you worked part-time or full-time jobs. Others, while raising a family. You have overcome so much adversity. I am proud of all of you, and I'm excited for you to start your journey. I will now introduce Anthony, who will share a few words.
Thanks, Greg. Hi, everyone. My name is Anthony, and I'm an instructional associate for 8.2. I was part of an amazing team of instructors who had the great joy of seeing how far our fellows could push themselves, lean on each other for support, and put their grit and perseverance to the test. It's been tremendous to see our fellows prove to themselves and to others the greatness they are capable of. I'm now going to hand it off to Sam, and she'll share how our demos are going to work.
Thanks, Anthony. Hi, everyone. My name is Samantha Shapland, and I'm also an instructional associate for 8.2. All of the 8.2 fellows have shown so much determination and growth throughout their time here at Pursuit. I'm so glad to be a part of their journey as software engineers, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for them as they take their next steps into the tech industry. So here's how tonight's demos will work. Each team will introduce themselves and share a bit about their background. They'll have 7 minutes to demo their apps. Afterwards, we'll pass the mic to the panelists for 2 minutes of Q&A. Now, without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce the first team tonight. Two of the largest problems facing our communities today are combating food insecurity and reducing food waste. Our first group aims to make an impact on both of these issues with one clever platform. Please give a warm welcome, a warm round of applause to Meals for NYC as they come up to the stage.
Hello, everybody. Thank you guys for being here today. We appreciate it. My name is Leba Sajid, and I have a background in environmental sciences and education. I'm excited to use my new software developer skills and apply them within the clean tech industry.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ronnie Garcia. I'm a former bicycle mechanic here in New York City, and I'm currently transitioning into a career in tech with the help of the Pursuit Fellowship.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hannah Inkaby, and I'm a self-taught makeup artist. I joined Pursuit to connect my creativity with my newly learned tech skills.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ray Charles. No relation. No, I can't play the piano. I'm an artist with a background in graphic design, and I'm hoping to find a way to merge my love for art and tech and coding all in one space.
So, Food insecurity in America and across the globe is a huge problem no one is talking about. Each year, roughly 4 million tons of perfectly good food gets thrown away in the trash every year instead of making its way to the tables of the hungry and the less fortunate. This major issue inspired us to create Meals for NYC, a platform that attempts to solve food insecurity within our communities by connecting with participating restaurants who are willing to bridge the gap with those people in need. Pass it over to Liba.
Here is a flyer from a restaurant called The Drunken Monkey. Please take a second to read what the flyer says. The flyer advertises a free, warm meal to those in need. Now, we decided to expand upon this concept and develop a platform that connects participating restaurants who are willing to provide free, warm meals to those experiencing food insecurity. Now, Hannah will walk us through the user demonstration of the platform.
Thank you, Leba. Okay, so we have Jane here. She is a returning user of our app. She worked a very long night, and she doesn't have money for dinner, so she's going to log onto our app. Okay. When Jane logs in, she's welcomed with a list of participating restaurants, but Jane wants to be able to see a restaurant near her, so she's going to click on the map, and then she'll choose a location near her and be able to order food. Jane would like 1 vegan meal and 1 gluten-free meal. Jane will now go to her cart and make sure that she selected the right meals, and then she will hit checkout. And she will be welcomed with a thank you message. Her order is now being processed, and she will go to the restaurant and present her phone number to pick up her order. And now I'll pass it over to Ray for the future implementations of our app.
So as of right now, you guys just saw version 1.0. We have several features that we want to add. Most importantly, expanding outside of NYC, food insecurity isn't a problem just locally, it's a problem globally. And we're hoping to expand to different states, cities, hopefully countries in the future. We'd love to be able to make it so that any restaurant and any location can sign up and be able to give away free food. The last thing we want to add is a rating system so that we can have a featured page of restaurants that are most highly rated in the area. And the same thing with food, based on the dietary restriction, know which meal tastes the best. And with that being said, we want to give a special shout out to all of our instructors, Greg, Sam, Anthony, Amina, Natasia, Lakeisha, and Amanda, even though I don't think she's here today. Oh, she is? And with that being said, we'll open the floor up to, questions.
So amazing presentation. Love the idea for your app. This is incredible work. And it's incredible to kind of integrate the mapping feature in with all the cart features. I know that's a lot of development. My question is, how do you validate that user should be eligible for this program and not somebody taking advantage of it?
That's a great question. We kind of thought of that. It's also a future implementation. We were thinking about trying to partner with SNAP, so that if you receive SNAP benefits, you can also use this, because when you're on SNAP, you can't get hot meals. And that's a way we're thinking of doing that.
Thank you.
No problem.
What was the most challenging part about building this out?
I think the most challenging part was specifically adding a product for that selected user. So each user has a user ID, and just to make sure, just because you don't want to mix up everybody else's order, we have to validate the process in the back end to sort of like validify that it's specifically for that user. Anybody else can take it.
Just segue off of that, for me, I think it was like scheduling conflicts. Like, you know, we're all different people, busy lives, you know, if they have different things going on, that was a bit challenging, trying to work around schedules.
I love this concept. When you were coming up with the initial batch of restaurants to include, how'd you identify which ones offered this free food before they waste it?
Also a good question. I'll take that. So these they were pretty much mocked up. We were pretty much hoping that these restaurants in the area that we're in would participate in a real world scenario, but as of right now, they don't actually provide any of these services. Actually, the one in the second slide where we showed the poster of the drunken monkey giving out food, they actually participate in a similar process where they do help out people in need.
Very cool.
Yeah, one more question? Yeah, great. So I thought it was an amazing idea. I thought the simplistic design was really, I thought the simplistic design was great. One question just kind of also related to the providers of meals. So, if this is typically food that's kind of left over, what's that process like for the restaurant user on the backside as far as monitoring access to food, or if, what foods are available changes? How did you guys think about that part of it?
I will take that one. So monitoring, like the rating system will help monitor restaurants, because again, if you have a poor rating, no one's gonna eat there or want food from you. We're thinking of like incentivizing in a way where like you give out good food, and because you're giving out good food that would go to waste, you're lowering your carbon footprint, which could then get you some kind of benefit, like tax break wise, in order to like incentivize giving out food that is good quality and actually like, helping the restaurant and the earth.
Thank you.
Thank you, Meals for NYC. Let's give it up for them one more time.
Great job, guys.
All right. So our next team's mission is to build a network that helps connect people from underrepresented communities with resources that could help them better their lives. Please welcome Ijuk to the stage.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is David Vidals. I am a full-stack web developer with a focus on front-end development. Growing up in the 2000s, I saw the rapid evolution of technology, and at a very young age, I realized that I wanted to contribute to that change and shape our future.
Hi, everyone. My name is Lily Huang. I'm a Purdue Fellow. I wanted to become a software engineer. Because the ability to be creative in my work is what truly empowers me to move forward and keep learning as an engineer.
Hello everyone, my name is Nima Sherpa. I'm a software engineer. Hello everyone, my name is Nima Sherpa. I'm a software engineer who loves creating projects and implementing new ideas. My passion really lies on the process of building projects and really seeing it come to life.
Hi everyone, my name is Mukaila Alao. My dream of being an engineer started in West Africa, where I studied computer networking and maintenance. I always wanted to do more than just fixing and connecting computers, and here I am as a software engineer.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Theodore Frazier. I'm a software engineer with a background in administration. My goal is to obtain a role designing and implementing user interfaces.
So a problem that we encountered is that students in low-income neighborhoods are put at a disadvantage compared to students enrolled in more prestigious high schools, colleges, and or programs. These students aren't given career advice or opportunities, information about scholarships or grants, or college guidance. They are left to fend for themselves and figure out what to do after high school. And even then, they don't really figure it out. These students typically are first gen, low income, or pertain to a minority group. I, for example, only found out about the Pursuit Fellowship through my girlfriend, who was part of an outside program where she had to apply and be put through multiple interview stages to get in. As you can see, this information isn't easily accessible, and that can be very problematic. That's where EDUC comes in. EDUC is short for the word education, or the Spanish translation of the word educación. We wanted to create a website that is essentially a hub of resources and information that our demographic can access for free. This website would contain resources such as programs, classes, mentorships, and scholarships and grants. A user can navigate to what demographic they belong to, whether it be college, high school, or continuing education as an adult. This would end the gatekeeping of vital and essential information that would allow our users to use these resources to improve their quality of life.
For presentation purpose, we'll be using Jasmine, a soon-to-be graduate in New York City at 17 years old who is unsure of her future path. Her interests are design and tech. She'd like to explore her options upon graduation. Jasmine hopes that there will be a platform with many effective resources to choose from and relevant mentors to consult with. Now Nima will demonstrate our app EDUC.
Our application is a nonprofit resource hub where users have access to resources depending on their needs. If the user is not signed in, they do not have access to mentors or the access to a dashboard. In this case, we already have Jasmine signed up, so let's log Jasmine in. When Jasmine logs in, she has a beautiful dashboard with her information and the user resources. So if we go to all the resources, we're able to see the categories such as high school students, are you a college student, or are you a continue learning? Since Jasmine is a high school student and she's about to graduate, she's looking for a scholarship or maybe a program. So if we could go down to a scholarship, she likes a resource, so she adds a resource. And if we can add one more program, when she views the resource, she's able to add the resource or view the page directly. In the dashboard, the resources she has added has been here, and she also has the ability to delete it. The other functionality that we have is a mentors page. The mentors page is a list of mentors, and the user is able to pick the mentors depending on their profession.
So any user can contribute by adding new resources to the resources page. As you can see, she can add a new resource from this form. We also we are expecting generous people to sign up to be mentors, and this is the page to sign up. But because you don't need to be signed up in order to add new resources to our website, we decided to add an admin page. So on that page, we'll be able to control those new entries to make sure our users are getting exceptional service. So as you can see, we have firstly we have a pending list where we have two tables. The first table is for pending mentors, and we can either approve or deny. So we'll check those mentors to see. You can check, for example, their LinkedIn to see if they are qualified to be mentors, and then we can either approve or deny them. And so whenever we approve, a user like Jasmine will be able to see that new mentors, and whenever we deny, a mentor it will be removed from the application. Also, the second table will be for resources. We can also approve or deny a resource. So after approving or denying, like we can go back to the resources page, and you will see at the bottom the new the resource we just approved. And also, if you go to mentors page, we can see the mentors. You might need to refresh, and you can see at the bottom the mentor we just added. So secondly, we have on admin page all users, and we can learn more about our users on this page. And lastly, if you go back to so admin page, if you click on resource users, our goal on this page is to analyze and know how each resource is being used. So you can see for each resource, we can know exactly how many users are using that resource. And that page, we can use that page to recommend resource to our users. And at the bottom, so this page is dynamic and it will be updated as resources are being added or removed from our users' profiles. And at this moment, you can see at the bottom, so Pursuit is being used. So like 13 users added Pursuit as good resource to their profile. ROM wasn't built in so ROM wasn't built in one day, so we do have some plan for the future.
In closing, I would like to discuss our In closing, I would like to discuss our future plans. First, we wish to scale the app out by increasing the types of services and the kinds of resources that we provide to our users. Second, we would like to build an interactive geolocation-based search function that will allow users to find resources close to their proximity. And finally, we wish to introduce eDoc Community, which is a set of resources that will allow users to interact and build community with one another. This includes a direct messaging application that will allow users to directly communicate with one another, a forum that will foster conversations, and finally, reviews for our mentors and our resources that will allow users to be able to make informed decisions based on the opinions of their peers. So we've created this app with the goal of changing the world, and what you see now is just the beginning. With the knowledge that we've learned at Pursuit, the possibilities are endless. Thank you for your time.
I'll jump in, and I really do hope you change the world. It's a great idea, and seems really needed in the world. It seems like there's a lot of information that's not only available to people, but that's also hard to understand. How are you thinking about, support on the site to answer people's questions about, different opportunities?
I can start by saying one of the things that we discussed at the beginning was that, we talked about the diversity of New York City and the different languages spoken here. And one of the functionalities that we've been thinking about is probably support for different languages, because there's so many different languages spoken here in the city. I don't know if anyone else wants to add.
So in order to also help our users, we also had the idea of adding like a chat bot so you can interact with it and have specific questions answered for any questions that you may have as a user. So we know that everybody's different since we're all a melting pot in New York City. A lot of people have different needs. So that would be one way to ease our users' experience on our app.
I think Yale's logo is really cool. Shout out for that. Nice brand presentation too, wearing all the shirts. I had a question about the resources. How do you all identify what are good, high quality resources? And is that like a back-end admin thing, or is that like a user-generated content thing?
So I'll jump on that. Thank you for that question. So beginning this project, we did have to research on our own about different resources and their credibility and how impactful they were. For example, we had the BOSTA program, we had the Pursuit Fellowship. We also had a research about scholarships and grants. So obviously that is a back-end, admin's feature. We have to manually check up on the resources. Talking about the user referred resources, that is also a back-end, admin work where we have to manually go in, try to verify how credible and impactful that resource is as well. So as of right now, it's all manual, but we do hope in the future we have like some type of software that can do that for us and verify or deny that resource given to us.
Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
I really loved how you built in analytics into the application where you could see the usage and what was popular and be able to build recommendations. How do you optimize that a mentor doesn't have too many people that are, asking for their mentorship and how much they could actually take on?
So I'll jump on that again. Thank you. What we wanted for a mentor to be is obviously they're going to donate their time to help with their cause. So we wanted to limit their interactions with different users. So we wanted to give it at least 2 or less. That way they're not bombarded with a bunch of users who seek their advice on their profession. So of course we would want to limit them to at least 1 user. And once 1 user selects a mentor, that mentor would be ideally taken off the mentor page, and that would be a one-on-one interaction.
I can add something to that. A user, what we have now, a user can have only 1 mentor. But I think in the future, what we want to do is to a user can have 15 minutes. We're trying to implement kind of 15-minute good time with a mentor. It's not like right now it's permanent. If you have a mentor, it's just it's one change. You can have only mentor, but in the future I think we can do 15 minutes limit the time. It's not like you get a mentor for all the time, because that will be kind of difficult.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Give it. Round of applause. Thank you. All right, thank you, Eduk. Our next group demonstrates how crypto can be accessible and approachable. All it needed was a voice. I would like to please welcome, or can we all please welcome, Crypto Talk to the stage.
I'd like to begin by thanking everyone in attendance this evening and give a special thanks to the Pursuit team for giving us the opportunity to embark on this exciting new journey in technology. My name is Deborah Campos. I am a Native and Hispanic American born and raised in New York. Prior to my enrollment in Pursuit, I was a healthcare professional for over 20 years.
Hi, my name is Milton Clark. Financial literacy has always been extremely important to me. Through Pursuit Capstone Project, I have discovered my passion for machine learning and artificial intelligence. Today, I'm extremely excited to demonstrate and showcase these technologies to you with our app, Crypto Talk.
Hi, my name is Christina Luacano. I'm a Pursuit Fellow with experience in fine art, textile design, and web development. Given my passion for design and web development, I am constantly working to improve implementing my creative mindset into the websites and applications that I'll build.
Hi everyone, my name is Oliver Chuzan, and prior to joining Pursuit, my educational and professional background was in finance and economics. While being in finance, I always heard the term fintech, also known as finance technology. I have the finance part down, but I was always intrigued by the technology aspect. So I joined Pursuit to satisfy that part and become the bridge between finance and tech. Now, who has heard the word cryptocurrency? Now, who would like to learn more about cryptocurrency? Well, when you Google the term cryptocurrency, you're bombarded by thousands of websites and articles. And that doesn't even take into account the 18,000 other cryptocurrencies. Sounds overwhelming, right? Yeah. Well, my team and I thought so too. Well, we know a website where all these resources are organized in a way that's easy to understand and is also home to an expert in cryptocurrency that will not only teach you about cryptocurrency, but also help you navigate the website. And that website is the website that we built, Crypto Talk. Now I'll pass it on to Deborah for a video demonstration.
Completely new to crypto.
Technical difficulties.
This is a story about Amanda. Amanda is completely new to crypto. All of the websites she has visited in the past were pretty intimidating, and these sites were also geared more towards trading. Amanda heard from a friend that Crypto Talk is a new app geared towards education with user-friendly navigation and features. Upon landing on the homepage, Amanda sees a live chart, a ticker, a cool navigation toolbar, and a prompt to say hello to Alan. Hello?
Hello, welcome to Crypto Talk, your education portal for crypto. I am Alan, your guide. Here you can learn about cryptocurrency basics, track the price of Bitcoin, watch videos, read articles, and more. Just say, tell me more.
Tell me more.
If you would like to create a profile, just say I'd like to create a profile. Or ask me to take you to educational articles, videos, or to the latest news headlines. For example, just say, take me to articles page. Or if you prefer videos, just say take me to videos.
Take me to videos.
Taking you to videos page.
Very cool.
I know, right? Taking you to the articles page.
Open the first article.
Taking you to what is Bitcoin.
Thank you.
Anytime. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Take me back home.
Taking you back to the home page.
In addition to giving Crypto Talk navigational commands, Amanda can ask about current prices of Bitcoin in real time, as well as ask trivia questions to further enhance her learning experience. What is Bitcoin?
Bitcoin is a type of popular digital currency, and this website can help you track Bitcoin prices.
What is the price of Bitcoin?
The current price of Bitcoin is $30,325.
Now to give further implementation, Christina.
So 3 future features and tech challenges to overcome are to expand the AI bot to talk about other cryptocurrencies besides Bitcoin, to create an admin page to manage a list of all users, and to add a quiz questions feature. So in conclusion, thank you to our instructor, Greg, our IAs, Sam and Anthony, and the Pursuit community. Now, we'd like to open it up for questions from the panelists.
I mean, I've read a lot about crypto. I definitely still don't understand it. I'm curious, because you were saying, there's so much information out there, are you planning on creating your own content around Bitcoin, or are you planning on sort of picking the best of the web and aggregating it?
Well, in regards to the Bitcoin stuff, the AI bot already has like a load of information loaded in its cloud base, where it has resources to answer any Bitcoin stuff. So it's just a matter of us just programming the bot to answer specific cues or command.
I'd like to add on, pertaining to the articles and the news, we ourselves curated that list to kind of filter through what's actually reputable. But I guess in the near future implementations, we would like to probably have some kind of hands off and see have like a list or a database of what reputable news agencies or websites that we can bring in for the website.
I'd love to ask about the tech behind this. So what integrations did you need to do for the voice activation, the AI bot? Are you guys using AWS products?
We're actually, it's Alan Bot is the actual AI brain behind it. Basically, the technology behind it is, it's a cloud-based backend that has like, it's the brainchild of it, the Alan Bot itself. The command part comes in just programming JavaScript commands to be able to integrate it with just React. Your front end with React is really easy to integrate.
Hi, so I work in crypto. Hi, I do Ethereum stuff and Uniswap stuff. But two things on your list of tokens, I noticed that you have a lot of tokens, but Ethereum is not one of them. But I guess one of the I guess is like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess like one of the top questions in my mind is like, are you planning on adding some sort of crypto integration to it, like in some incentivization mechanism, some blockchain, any sort of like crypto native Web3 stuff to it?
We
really
did
fun,
have
right?
Ethereum. I probably clicked through it too quickly, but we did have some basic Ethereum articles, videos, and some curated news headlines as well with Ethereum. We started with the basics, Bitcoin and Ethereum. And one of our implementations and one of our ideas that we had to actually scale back for the timeline that we had, we were thinking of game playing, quizzes, and possibly generating tokens with each user, how much that they're using the website or playing a game to incentivize users to return to the app.
That would be amazing. You should definitely add it.
I want to compliment y'all on the aesthetic, having this robotic logo that ties to this futuristic AI navigation and in the crypto space. So I think that's really cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Crypto Talk.
Great job. Thank you very much. Okay. So our next group proves just how true the phrase "someone's trash is another person's treasure." I would like to introduce FreeHub to the stage.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. We are the Free Hub team. My name is Larissa. I have experience in education, law, and medicine. Being an explorer and a very curious person, I found out about Pursuit program. This is when I knew it was my way to break into the tech industry.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Reyes. My background is in social services. I've always been interested in technology, and Pursuit became my gateway into becoming a software engineer.
Hi, I'm Sarah D'Arce. My background is in the music industry. I believe within the right frameworks and having great music front and center once more, that users can be inspired and empowered to do anything. And that's what brought me to Pursuit. I'm looking to begin to build those applications.
Good evening. My name is Xiaoming Yang. I have a background in healthcare, and but also I like coding and learning new technologies. That's why I'm here. As for our Free Hub, a problem to solve was I was looking around my house, and I have too much stuff, like phones. So I want to give them away instead of selling them, which is why we created a Free Hub.
I mean, how many people have like stuff they need to get rid of, right? Sitting around at home. We've been targeted and conditioned in this country and a lot of cosmopolitan countries to, buy things, ever since we were children and old enough to point to whatever it is that we wanted. But here's the clincher. Overconsumption is killing our planet. And our behavior has to change.
Instead of overconsumption, reuse. FreeHub is the go-to place where free stuff lives and belongings can be freely exchanged. This prioritizes and creates community over corporate profit and fosters a spirit of giving and barter over harmful consumption mindset. Most importantly, rethink, reduce, reuse opens for a central conversation. And we empower ourselves with another option to decrease carbon footprint. And who doesn't love free stuff?
So we have two typical users of our website, Jane and Pat. Jane has kids and Pat has a lot of toys. Pat, she wants to help her community to change their consumption habits, and therefore she wants to give away things for free or she wants to exchange things for free. There is no need to always buy when our environment is in such trouble. Rethink, reduce, reuse. So Jane, she goes to this awesome website that's called Free Hub. She's landing on homepage. She sees some of the listings on the page. She's gonna log in. Jane is gonna put her username. She's gonna put her password. Jane forgot her password. She has to re-enter again. So she logged in. She lands on the home page. She's gonna go to listings. She sees all the listings on this page. She's gonna browse by category. She's gonna see furniture, clothing, maybe beauty. But she's looking for toys for her kids, so she's gonna use search bar. She's gonna type toys. She's gonna press search. She's gonna see listings of all the toys. But she really liked that piano for her kids, so she's gonna press that listing. She sees details of the toy. She also see other listings of Pat, but she really liked that toy for her kids, so she's gonna contact Pat. She's gonna send her email. And while she's waiting for a response, she sees that button on the navbar acting time. She presses that button, and she lands on the page.
So Jane and every user can come to this page and find immediate actions they can take to reduce their carbon footprint. Compost is, as it was mentioned earlier, food waste is one of the biggest contributors of global warming. Additionally, who knew? Solid shampoo. Let's check that out. Trader Joe's has solid shampoo. I'm sold. Yes, that's fantastic. And that means that we don't have to use single-use plastic shampoo bottles anymore. Beautiful. Also, let's see, a drinking vessel, a water filter, all this stuff will save even money over time. But I'm going to try to get my drinking vessel on FreeHub because it's stainless steel. If I can find one, I'm saving myself $30. Lastly, and most importantly, there is a time limit I see. It seems scientists have calculated in 7 years and 44 days, we may not be able to recover. Our environment may not be able to recover. This is devastating news. Fortunately, we have 7 years to turn things around, so let's do that.
For future features, we would like location access, a chat, and the ability to take photos with a mobile device.
Thank you for everyone. Thank you for our instructor, Greg, IAs, Sam and Anthony. Thank you for Sue. Let's open up for questions.
Great presentation and great idea. My question is, what were your thoughts around keeping the user on your website? So when you click to contact, you're going to email. Is that outside of your website, or is that in your website?
The mail client opens up. So you need to be signed in. Obviously, if you're Gmail's going to open up. But it does work. We just would have needed to sign in here, and we were refraining from doing that.
Once you press on the listing, and if you are interested in that listing, and you're gonna press contact button, so the window for email is gonna open, and it's gonna be automatically that email, that listing belongs to. So
This is awesome. I mean, I'm a big fan of like free stuff on Craigslist. Also, just peer-to-peer marketplaces.
Please come to Free Hub now.
Yeah, I use it. So one question: how do you I guess how do you validate that these are like real items and these are real people? I've been scammed on Craigslist many times.
That's a great question.
This is a great question. First of all, because there's no money involved, there's no money involved. So right there, less scammers will try to come into that site because no one is trying to sell anything. From there, we're still working on how we can verify these items, but we're still working on that.
How do you help people that want to give away free things know that this is the place to share free things as opposed to like a free cycle or buy nothing type group?
I love that question. That would have to do with promotion, really, and we have not visited that yet, but we absolutely would. I can see how we would align with charities and organizations that are looking to change a consumption mindset. There are, I think, countless outlets that we can explore to align with countless organizations.
Thank you.
Good job, Free Hub. Thank you. Our next group is focused on the collective mental health of our society while showcasing alternative therapies. Let's please welcome Emoji to the stage.
Hi everyone, my name is Jerry De Jesus and I'm a Pursuit Fellow born and raised here in Queens, New York. I first got introduced to coding on my way through college when I took an introduction CS class. It inspired me to continue my learning further beyond college here at Pursuit.
Hi, my name is Nain Ping Louie. I'm from Manhattan, New York, and my passion lies in creating health management apps.
Good evening, my name is Jenna Chen. Growing up, I have always been fascinated by tech gadgets. However, the lack of exposure and IT being traditionally male-dominated, it led me to believe the path was not for me. During COVID, I was given the opportunity to attend a day workshop with Pursuit, and from there, I fell in love with the alien language, JavaScript, and know it was time for a career change.
Hi everyone, I'm Rob Walker, no relation to Sarah. When I was 3 years old, I took my dad's watch apart, and amazingly, when I put it back together, it still worked. I did this because I wanted to understand what made the watch tick, no puns intended. I had a fascination with all things and how they worked, which eventually led me to technology and my love for it, which led me here now.
I'm pretty sure everyone in here has been in a stressful situation one way or another. We noticed that, right? What about other times, like when we are feeling moody or anxious? Are we aware of those feelings at that time? We oftentimes push aside those emotions and don't even want to deal with it. We should face those feelings or at least be aware of it.
Our solution to this problem is our app, Emoji, which helps users take a moment and put their emotions first. By selecting a simple emoji, and then choosing an interest, you can receive therapeutic recommendations based on your local area. Emoji's focus is on getting people active and engaged in new experiences.
Meet George. A yoga lover in his early 30s, as a software engineer, he has a lot of tough deadlines to meet for the team and wanted to see if there's therapeutic activities nearby. As a loyal emoji user, of course, he would log onto the site and look at what it is offered tonight. While George lands on the page, he found that the progress bar on the far right indicates that there's 4 steps to this form. And upon looking at all the emojis that is already presented on the page, he doesn't find anything that suits his need. So he's typed in the word anxious. And like I mentioned before, since George is a yoga lover, let's pick yoga. Yoga care. And on this page, George is able to put in his current address, which is Museum of Moving Image, to find out how far the activity will be. Ooh, Wednesday night, 30-minute drive, that's a little bit far away. And George looks up at the weather. It's 84 degrees right now currently outside, so he'd rather just stay in. So he goes back to his choices to pick music. Let's see what he finds. First option, please. And this is a virtual online course, so this is exactly what George wanted. So now he will click next again, and it will show a summary of all of the results that he had through FitBeCard. And after clicking submit one more time, it will prompt him to log in to his account.
After logging into his account, George is greeted on the home page by a random inspirational quote: "Who sows virtue reaps honor, Leo da Vinci." After clicking the All Entries page, he's also able to see all the entries he's made, including his most recent one that he appear at the top. After flipping the card, we can see some information about the location he's chosen and his interest. By clicking on the link, we can visit the website and learn more about how we need to book an information session or an appointment with this group. We can also see a chart on the side detailing all of the past entries he's made in a simple data graph.
So to recap, our Meta Wellness app is unique, fun, and easy to use through the use of emojis that make it simple to track how you're feeling throughout the day, week, or month. Emoji is always here for you. And for our future versions, we plan on incorporating the ability to journal your thoughts, feelings, and moods, then be able to go back and reflect upon what you had journaled and see if it reveals any new insights. In addition, we want to expand our list of therapies as well as a greater list of providers for those therapies. And just one more thing. One feature that we look most forward to is helping everyone to be able to use our app. For our next version, it will include WCAG, Web Content Accessibility Guidelines, and ADA accessibility, so we can welcome everyone here at Emoji. And remember, with Emoji, tell us your mood. And now we would like to take questions from our esteemed panelists.
That was so much fun. Thank you. So I have one comment and then one question. So the comment is, I think this is fantastic. I think it feels like a need that insurance companies have been trying to solve for a very, very long time, which is getting people to live healthier lifestyles. But their website is so broken. All of them are just broken inherently. Many different other problems. But for this, what do you think is the biggest challenge to success? And also, maybe, what does success mean to you?
Great question. Thanks for asking. I'm actually going to punt this over to Ping. I have my personal opinions, but our two ladies here were actually the real push behind this and how it started. And we were able to add on and build it. But go ahead.
All right. So our success means to us is making other people, like in Texas right now, right? There was this Texas mass shooting. So there's these emotional aspect happening there too. So we want to reduce that kind of incident happening around this world if possible. So that's my definition of success to us.
What was the greatest technical challenge?
Oh, I'm definitely punting that over that way.
The greatest technical challenge we had was, at first we used an NPM package, and sadly it had a hiccup. So I had to, our group, we tried to work on creating a flippy card, so without any dependencies. That was a challenge for us.
Any other questions?
I'm curious how y'all decided that the next set of features were around accessibility, and what were some of the technical challenges to getting those in this version?
With this, we knew what we wanted to do next. We wanted to be able to, first of all, journaling. We thought if people could come back and be able to journal their thoughts and actually take a look back, see what the history is for the emotions they had, maybe correlate, what's happening, why are these moods happening, why is this cycle happening for me? As far as it goes for accessibility, there's a lot of people out there who we want to open it up to everyone. They may have visual impairments, they may have other different things, and we want to make it equal to everyone. And it's going to take a lot to get there, but there are some good companies out there that if we were actually real and this was happening, we would work with them to integrate. There are checklists out there that we could turn around and go, okay, there are auditors that will come and take a look at your website and go, what can we do? We already know it's like there are certain things like sound, visualization, making letters big. So it's meeting people where they're at and bringing it to them. So everyone has an opportunity to sort of kind of look at and see how they feel and then move forward with things. Okay, thank you, everyone. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Another round of applause for Emoji, everybody. Really great job. All right. I'm really happy to introduce our final team for the night, Mixel. Mixel is a unique game with a social aspect for audiophiles and common music listeners alike. So let's welcome them to the stage. Mixel, everyone.
Everyone in NYC, put your hands in the air and wave like you just don't care.
Good evening. We are Mixel. My name is Josh Marte, and I have over 7 years of experience in the financial services industry. I always had a passion and curiosity for technology, and I'm excited to start my web development journey. I have an interest in machine learning applications, accessibility, and nature conservation.
Hey, I'm Sean. I've had an interest in computer science and technology pretty much since high school. Actually, did my first year of college in computer science before changing my major over to English and audio engineering. So This project's really cool for me because it's kind of a combination of a lot of my lifelong interests.
Good evening, everyone. My name is James Russell, software engineer from Brooklyn, New York. My journey into tech started not too far from here at information technology, and though I veered away from that as a career path, the love still remained. After a series of unsuccessful and unfulfilling opportunities, the pandemic opened up a moment for me to really learn and do something special. I'm really grateful for this opportunity and very excited to see what me and my fellow fellows create next.
Good evening. My name is Hector Ilaraza, and I have 8 years in the IT industry. My journey to software engineering came from a dear friend of mine who showed me the wonders of what you can do with words and symbols. And I would like to express how my interests right now are in music, AR, machine learning, and I'm looking forward to what I can do to incorporate that into my future projects.
So, what is Mixel? Mixel is an entertainment app for music enthusiasts and all those in the crowd who have ever thought of becoming a DJ. We provide a daily mixing competition with a randomly selected track and a basic set of audio features.
Users can then submit their mix and listen to other users' mixes. Users can cast 3 votes per day on the mixes that they like, but be careful with your votes because once you run out for the day, that's it, and may the best mix win.
Please take this moment to get excited for this music part. Channel your inner Knight of the Roxbury and bop your head as Sean shows you how he's going to make a mix with Josh.
Yeah, let's make a mixel here. So we're going to hit... All right, so we're going to hit start mixing, and it's going to load the song. While this is loading, you're going to be presented with a whole mess of sliders. Yeah. So there's various audio effects here that are going to change the sound in different ways. On the left here, we have delay in the yellow. So that's pretty much a fancy word for echo. In the purple there in the middle, that's the speed. So that's going to slow the song down, speed it up. The right is compressor. That will change the volume difference between quiet sounds and loud sounds. It's kind of subtle, but you've heard it on almost every single recording you've ever heard in your life, so it's there. At the bottom here, we have an equalizer. You've probably messed around with a more basic version of that, like in your car. So you can make the sound bassier, make it more trebly, cut out the mid-range. Yeah, let's get into it. If you want to hit play, John.
Party started.
All right, so I usually like to start with the play speed, because that has the biggest effect on the sound. Yeah, so we can go up into the chipmunk zone here. Or Josh, you want to bring it down into the, want to slow it down a little, maybe to like 0.8? Yeah, this is more my speed. Yeah, so let's add some delay. So if we turn the wet mix up, that's going to be the delayed signals volume. All right, maybe turn the time up a little. Cool. Now the feedback's going to control how many times the delayed signal repeats. We'll worry about that later. So yeah, if we want to boost the bass up, yeah, so we can get this really bumping. I'm sure the sound guy loves that up there. Yeah, maybe, yeah. And now, so yeah, once you're vibing, you got a mix you think you like, you can go hit save. It's gonna save your mix. And yeah, it's gonna bring you to this all mixes screen, which James is gonna take you through.
Yeah, so on this all mixes page, you'll get an opportunity to, I guess, check out your competition and see what other mixes you like. If you'd like to, this also gives you an opportunity to vote here. But first, we're going to just listen to a couple of mixes and see how we feel about them. That one is Ziggy. It's an on-hover effect. So as you hover over, once you hit play, it'll change according to the mix you're on. That's Ziggy's mix. That is V's mix. We could check out Hector's mix. Hector's got 10 votes already for whatever reason. But,
cheated.
you know, Josh is on the controls. He's feeling a little selfish, so he's going to scroll down. He's going to vote on his about 3 times. Once you run out of votes, you'll get a scary, scary pop-up that'll tell you can't vote anymore for today. And there it is. And that is the end of our demo.
Thank you. So our future goals for the app are creating a countdown timer for letting you know when the next music is going to be released the following day. Another one is making more interactive components like a turntable so you can get your DJ on like a chicka chicka. Or like having the audio effects and you're like in a concert, like I'm in a rave. And then like another good feature would be is like a live DJ presentation where you have your video and you're like mixing it right there and then. And you can see like everybody can see like your talents and such and such.
Here we have a QR code, so if you guys want to log in and check it out, feel free. The site is live, and may the best mix win. We'll take any questions now.
I mean, I'm just kind of in awe. I have no idea how you did that. Like, how did you build that? What's behind all that? I'm the least
So-
techie person here, probably.
We're lucky to have Sean, who's had some experience with audio engineering.
So actually, there's a built into HTML5. There's the Web Audio API, which can do all kinds of cool stuff. Kind of clunky to work with, but yeah, it has most of those effects built in. You know, like the equalizer is kind of there's a filter node, and you can assign a frequency. So you just chain 5 filters together, and you have a 5-band equalizer. And yeah, it's actually all kind of built into HTML though.
So we were lucky enough to have experience with some data structures and algorithms, and it's kind of similar to a linked list where the web API, you like link the nodes, as Sean mentioned, together to enable the effects to work.
For the final mix, do y'all track the application of the filters throughout the song or just the final state of it?
I would love to track it throughout the song and make it that way. It doesn't do that yet, so it's just the final state that they're in. Yeah.
Also, I really think your visual design is super cool. The really vibrant neon colors, this nod to Spotify here. I love it.
When are you gonna make them NFTs? Just kidding. Joke. What was the hardest technical issue that you all faced kind of building this out?
I mean, I think the Web Audio API, getting that to play nice with React, because it's kind of like similar to just vanilla JavaScript DOM manipulation. There's a lot of nodes you have to make, which, you know, React gets a little weird with React that way. So that was kind of tricky, but we got it working.
Yeah. To add to Sean's point, took a lot of code, a lot of repetitive code, for that matter.
A lot.
To keep track of the audio API and how we have to build it out.
You didn't lift anything from CodePen or like leverage any code from open source repos?
But a little help from for the visualizer aspect. But the audio code, no, pretty much. I mean, besides MDN web docs about the Web Audio APIs, pretty much, yeah.
Thank you, Google.
I am blown away by that, as I think everyone here is. That is the last of our amazing developer apps. How about one more round of applause for these amazing fellows, the amazing apps? So now I would like to invite our panelists on stage to share some of their thoughts on the apps they saw here tonight, as well as personal words of advice to our developers as they begin their careers in technology. Tonight marks not only the end of the Capstone project, but also the start of the process of entering into the tech career. Over the next few months, our teams will be working with our fellows and partner companies to help them find jobs and launch their careers. And this next phase will be both exciting and intense. And I'd love to ask the panelists to share a little bit about their journeys to technology and how to ensure success in this next part of their journeys. If you'd like to come up on stage.
Sorry, he's never been applauded before.
All right. Oh no.
Some of these reach far enough.
Why don't we start with Matt?
Sure. My
Yeah.
journey to technology.
Sorry?
My journey into software engineering.
Just journey into software engineering, as well as words of advice and encouragement.
Sure. I think piece of advice is don't be intimidated by not having a CS degree. I don't have a CS degree. I didn't come up through computer science. I tried to take computer science in high school, and they canceled the class because it was like me and two of my friends that were signed up. And I got into it much later, in my 20s, just through a friend who connected me. It's about finding a project that really interests you, something you really want to learn for yourself or build for yourself. Pursue that. Pursue that. Figure out what you need to make it work. And when you build for yourself, you're really incentivized to own it all and understand how it works top to bottom. And I think that's one of the best ways of learning. Those are my words of advice.
I was still thinking about myself. Sorry, caught up in what I was going to say. I'm probably the least techy person here. I'm super intimidated by all of you and the things you're creating. I work at TED, so what I'm more focused on is storytelling and finding ideas, and I was totally inspired by all that you're doing. And I guess what I would say is I didn't get the job that I have now until I was 45. Did finance for a long time before that. So, and I feel like, I found my dream job a little later in life. So I would say just don't give up. And then, I was just coming at listening to all of you from like a storytelling perspective. And I loved when people connected themselves to what they were doing, when you guys talked about being a team together. That was super inspiring. Using humor is always great. And just having that real excitement in what you're doing. And that was clear through all of the stories that you guys were telling. Thank you for sharing with us.
I don't really spend a lot of time in a development capacity from a technology perspective, but I do spend a tremendous amount of time about thinking around product market fit, because that's really what I sell to my clients, is thinking about how a financing solution meets their needs. And so when I was listening to you all, I was truly inspired. I really appreciated the focus on big solutions, being audacious, right? I think that was really inspiring, because I think we need more of that. And so I would say, continue to pursue big ideas. And then I think the other thing I would just say is, from a business perspective, when you're thinking around how do I get people to buy in and adopt, right? And so I think the next phase, as you start to think around how your product fits, is how do I get people to adopt and to believe that this is going to be a useful product in their daily lives or in their weekly walk. I think it's just going to be kind of it's the next iteration as far as producing something that people really buy into. Personally, I've had a lot of privilege to go to college, but my mom she delivered newspapers for a living. And that wasn't like in long ago. That was in the early, 1990s, which was like a economic boom. And so, the things that, we have to continue to think about as you go out into this world are the core values, right? The core values that make you special. Hard work, commitment, loyalty, curiosity, the willingness to learn, the willingness to work hard. And so as a first-generation college student myself, those were the things that I think distinguished me to be able to really break barriers, you know, and now work for a very large financial institution and run a region and things of that sort. So going along those same lines, don't be, you know, keep working hard, don't be discouraged, but understand that it's the core values which make you unique, which make you an asset to any organization that you become a part of, and that will allow you to grow into the future.
That was awesome. I feel inspired after that. So I'm gonna apologize. My dog is normally here for my anxiety, but I think he's more anxious than I am today. But this is so much fun. I mean, I think, you know, me being here is an honor, and I'm flattered to even be like sitting here. I think, you know, not very long ago I was attending hackathons and also doing the same, pitching ideas and sort of things that are I guess that I also thought, and I think one day will change the world, just as all of you have just done. You know, I come from a very I guess different-ish standpoint, right? We're talking about blockchain technologies from where I stand, and so I studied like Asian studies, and I did like grassroots activism. Me being up here just feels I feel like an imposter. I feel like a fraud a lot of times. But yeah, I think the important thing is that, you know, after hearing all these pitches, this was fun. Everyone had fun, you know. And I think every project came from, you know, problems that you saw, you know, every day. So when we think about blockchain, the idea is not necessarily to build tokens and make billions of dollars. But I mean, if that is your passion, you obviously go for it. You know, but the goal for blockchain is to really kind of create compassionate technology, use blockchain to kind of see and tackle the problems that you see every day, identify and address it, right? Blockchain is not here for, you know, to solve everything. It's not going to solve everything. But what it can do is really kind of highlight disintermediaries or intermediaries that you can sort of tackle and sort of get rid of. A lot of times we're talking about middlemen, right? Why do they exist? They're just here to take cuts. So when we think about peer-to-peer marketplaces, which I sort of alluded to earlier, you know, they're there not necessarily because we need them to be there. They're there because we are not, as humans, not great at communicating. We're not great at sort of working together. But I think what we've shown today is that, you know, we can work together. And I think my anxious dog is listening. You know, I think what we have really seen is, and the access points for technology is here, and the surface areas that you all have kind of embarked on is within reach. You know, anything within sort of the blockchain world or the tech world, any part of that is all within reach. It's up to you all to kind of go up there and get it. And I think being here, doing these pitches is literally, you know, more than most of what the world has sort of been able to do. So I'm so thankful to be here, and I think, you know, when we think about what technology is and what, you know, you have all accomplished, you know, I think the one thing that I can leave with is, you know, as you're building, as you're growing, you know, think globally but act locally. Yeah, thank you all.
It's hard going last to make sure that you're saying something a little differentiated. Amazing work, amazing projects. I feel incredibly inspired and so excited about, you know, we are embarking on hiring more Pursuit grads in my company, and seeing this kind of work really excites me about the talent that I can attract. And one of it is because when we think about interviewing engineers on our team, we don't just look for their coding skills. So there's a lot of tech companies, it's all about writing specific algorithms and passing specific tests. And we've intentionally designed our interview process really about how you would work and how you would work on real life things within our organization. And what I love about the capstone projects is that you had to think beyond just the technology. You had to think about how you positioned it. What was the user story? What was the product? What was the design? And take that with you. I think the advice I would have is sometimes, you know, you're going to be responsible for building a certain set of features, right? And that will be your role. But if you learn the infrastructure behind it, that makes you more and more valuable to the team, right? It broadens your skill set. If you learn, maybe your passion is learning more about the product side. I took a very, career paths are not linear. So I actually started as an engineer coding, went into product management for a while, decided I did not like product management at the time, went back into engineering, went into leadership roles, and now I actually have come full circle and I'm actually leading the product organization in addition to the engineering team. It's all of those things. And actually my first internship, I did QA. And what I love is that I actually had exposure to all these different things because it makes me a better leader. And all the things that you guys did in these projects really set you up for that kind of like really well diversified skill set that'll make you succeed. So keep exploring and thinking beyond just the code.
Wow. Thank you all so much for those really precious words. Let's thank the panelists one more time for just taking their time to join us tonight. You can exit the stage. Yeah, panelists can exit the stage. All right, so this is an opportune time to mention and remind everyone what tonight signifies, and that means that it is, I think we're in the wrong slide. That's okay. Tonight's more than just a culmination of a project, as I said, more than just a showcase of talent. It marks the beginning of your very exciting new path towards your new careers. And as I mentioned before, it is the support of our community that makes our work and our mission possible. So if you're interested in volunteering with us, if you're in the audience, or if you work for a company that's interested in hiring one of our very, very talented fellows, as you saw tonight, please talk to one of our staff. A lot of us will have t-shirts. You'll see us, the name tags. Like I said, our fellows have been hired at some of the best companies in New York City, and we'd love to find opportunities to place them in some of your companies. And lastly, I'd like to, just take a moment to say a special thank you to all of our audience members, both in person, for joining us tonight, whether you're a friend or a family member. We know that you have been a huge part of our fellows' journey, and they couldn't have done it without the support of their family members and friends, and that is true continuing. So as they go on their journey, they're going to need your support to help them get to that next step. Whether you're a funder or a backer of Pursuit, whether you're a partner, we have some community partners in the audience with us as well. Your support and your partnership means so much to us, so thank you so much. And last but certainly not least, I want to extend a warm thank you to my fellow Pursuit staff members. Without all of your dedication and hard work, this program would not be possible. So thank you all so much. And let's applaud. Thank you. And now I'd like to invite all of our guests to join us in the reception to join us in the cafe area for a reception, and just to meet the fellows, meet each other, talk to each other, enjoy refreshments. And I'll ask fellows and instructors to stay behind for a photo. But everyone else, please make your way to the reception. Thank you.